Do you know what is about to happen? Do you have any idea of what is coming upon the earth, something so deep and so terrifying that even the heavens tremble just to announce it? Many ignore it, many laugh, many pretend not to see the signs. But they are already here, clearer each day, more inevitable with every moment. A time is coming, a moment no human being will be able to avoid. And when it arrives, there will be nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And now, I will tell you exactly how it all begins. Everything started with a strange silence. It wasn't normal. It was a silence that seemed to watch, as if time itself were holding its breath. People felt it, even without understanding. Animals became restless. The sky looked different, heavy, dense, as if hiding something gigantic behind the clouds. And then suddenly, a tear appeared in the firmament. It wasn't an ordinary flash. It was as if the sky were bleeding light, a deep, living light that pulsed as if it had a heart. That was when fear began. A sound echoed, a sound that did not come from the earth, a celestial trumpet. When it sounded, every living being felt as though their chest were being crushed by an invisible force. The trees shook, the mountains seemed to sigh, and the sky opened even more, revealing immense figures, illuminated by living fire, with wings that looked like storms in motion. They were warrior angels, descending with a fury no human mind could comprehend. Their eyes were like embers, glowing with inevitable judgment. And the second trumpet sounded. The world began to crack. The sea rose like a colossal serpent. The waters darkened. Darkness took over even at noon. And in that darkness, something moved. Something ancient. Something that did not belong to the light. Eyes appeared among the shadows and vanished before anyone could understand what they were seeing. Fear dominated even the bravest. In the sky, a battle erupted. It was not a metaphor. It was real. Angels of light fought against fallen creatures that emerged like living smoke, with burnt wings and screeches that seemed to rip the very air apart. The firmament twisted. The stars trembled. Every blow struck in the heights was felt on earth in the form of earthquakes and storms no one could explain. The third trumpet echoed, and stars began to fall as if they were spears thrown by invisible hands. But they were not just stars. They were flaming entities that touched the rivers and turned the waters into bitter poison. Whoever drank from them died feeling as if death itself were calling their name. In the heart of chaos, a colossal angel descended. His face shone like the sun, but his feet were pillars of fire. He carried a sealed book, and his voice, stronger than hundreds of thunders together, made even hell fall silent. When he lifted the book, the sky split again, and something emerged from inside that rift. A creature so dark, so gigantic, that even light seemed to flee from it. Its eyes were abysses. Its presence felt like the end approaching with slow, inevitable steps. The war between light and darkness became so intense that reality seemed to unravel. Humanity watched, unable to do anything but feel the weight of each prophecy fulfilling itself, one after another, each one darker than the previous. And then, a voice echoed over all others, a voice that existed before all things. When it spoke, everything stopped. The wind ceased, the sea calmed, the angels froze in the air, the shadows quieted. The voice declared that time had ended, and in that instant, a glow began to rise on the horizon, slowly growing until it enveloped everything. It was not destruction. It was judgment. It was the end of the old world. The earth took one last breath, and then, before everyone's eyes, everything changed. The air grew heavy, as if thousands of voices whispered at the same time. It was impossible to understand what they said, but the intention could be felt. They were laments. They were cries. They were echoes of time arriving as witnesses of the end. The glow intensified until the sky seemed to open completely, revealing a place no human eye should see. Vast, deep, immense, alive, and at its center was a throne. It was not a throne like those of Earth. It was made of something that looked like compressed light. as if the very firmament had been shaped into eternal authority. Around it, ceaseless rays tore through the air, lightning that seemed to have consciousness, like serpents of fire announcing that the king had risen. People trembled. Even those who doubted until the very last second now felt something no science could explain. This was real. The apocalypse was not metaphor, not symbolism. It was the moment for which all creation had been moving since the beginning. And then, something resonated on the earth, a sound so heavy it felt like it could shatter bones from the inside. The mountains moved as if they were made of wax. The sea retreated for miles and then surged forward with unimaginable force. Cities crumbled like sand castles, and in the midst of it all, a presence rose from the shadows. The beast. It rose from the abyss like a living tower, with eyes that burned like black flames. Each movement seemed to distort the air. Its body was formed of parts that should not exist together, as if the creature were a fusion of everything most wicked in the universe. Its mouth opened and a roar echoed, making even the angels prepare for battle. The beast received power. The beast received authority. The beast prepared to rule in chaos. And then another figure appeared, different but equally terrifying, the false prophet. His eyes were calm, but within them was something that froze the soul. He did not scream, did not roar, did not threaten. He simply spoke. And when he spoke, crowds obeyed as if they were puppets hanging from invisible strings. He performed signs, wonders, illusions so convincing they confused even those who swore they would never be deceived. With gentle words, he led the world into the hands of the beast. And the mark began. People were forced to submit, to choose a side, to live under the absolute control of that kingdom of darkness. Many resisted, many fled, many cried. But the pressure was so great that even the strong felt the crushing weight of fear. The mark spread like fire, moving among peoples, tribes, and languages, reaching even those who never imagined seeing days like these. In heaven the angels watched. Their swords burned with holy fire. They waited for the command, and when the command came, the heavens roared. 7 angels advanced carrying the bowls of the end. Each bowl poured brought an indescribable horror. Sores appeared on the skin of those who had received the mark. The entire sea turned to blood, and everything in the ocean died at once. Rivers turned red, as if the earth itself were wounded. The sun burned with 7 times its normal strength. Darkness covered the throne of the beast, and the world plunged into such deep blackness that one could hear screams of despair from the very air. And then came the 6th angel. He sounded his trumpet, and the Euphrates River dried up completely. The ground cracked open, revealing ancient beings imprisoned since immemorial times. They were creatures prepared for that exact hour, that exact day, that exact...